Winter is coming. You are prepared by changing into this.
But what about your house? Well, obviously your house cannot wear a jacket.
Well, so let's go through a few tips on how to prepare your house for winter. Tip number 1, make sure you remove leaves from your gutters and downspout. And make sure they're not clogged. Why? Because when your gutters are clogged, when snow melts, it cannot drain out correctly. It will freeze and form icicles over your roof, which is really dangerous for anybody underneath it. This is how you do it. Get up on the roof, get a leaf blower, and start blowing everything off. Use this gutter scoop to scoop out debris, granules from the shingles, rotten walnuts, everything off the gutters. Bonus tip, do this when it is dry so the leaves will blow off good. Tip number 2 is to detach and drain your garden hose. Same idea, remaining water in the hose will become ice and expand when it freezes, therefore damaging your hose. Tip number 3, if you have a sump pump hose above the ground, make sure you remember to drain it too. Why? Well, when the hose is coiled up like this, any standing water in there will freeze over winter. So when your sump pump kicks on, it will try to force water through a clogged pipe, which means the water has nowhere to drain. It will drain back into your basement, burst through any connections in the pipe or through your basement. So this is how you do it. Number 4, fill any exterior holes or gaps. This is to prevent any bugs or pests from entering your house, because when it gets colder outside, your home is actually warmer, so these little friends will like to come inside. Also, filling these holes or gaps will prevent cold air exchange from happening from all these gaps. So, where do you normally have holes on the exterior of your home? Well, take a walk around the house. Look for places such as a sump pump exit point where there's a pipe coming out, or where the cable enters the house, or even where the furnace exhaust is. If you have a gap or crack that is less than a quarter inch, you can use silicone caulk around the gap to seal the gap. Now, if you have a hole that is quarter inch to up to an inch, you can use this expanding foam that expands up to an inch to seal the gap. And if you have a hole that is more than an inch, you can use this expanding foam that goes up to 3 inches to fill the gap. And now, let me show you how to fill the gap. To caulk, run a bead of caulk around the gap or at the gap. Then use your finger to press it in and smooth it out. Use a damp cloth to clean up any excess caulk. For quarter inch to an inch gaps, spray the expanding foam around the gap. Let it sit and expand. You can cut or smooth out any excess foam after it expands. Same goes to gaps over an inch. Spray the expanding foam at the gap to fill it, then let it sit and expand. Acetone is also a good product to remove any excess foam. Tip number 5, seal any joints or cracks in your exterior driveway and concrete. Why? Because when water gets into these cracks, it becomes ice and it will expand when it freezes, therefore making these cracks and these joints larger. Before you apply any sealant, make sure it is free of debris. Then you can apply this concrete sealant. For cracks under half an inch size, we will use a quick-crete crack seal. For any cracks that's larger than half an inch, I would prefer to use this DAP 3.0. For gaps that are deeper than half an inch, we suggest to use a backer rod before you put in sealants. There are different sizes. This is a 1 inch backer rod and this is a ½ inch backer rod. Tip number 6. If you have any outdoor furniture, remove all the cushion and put a cover over it. Since you're not using it for the winter, bring it inside so you can prevent any water damage or cushion turning moldy. Remove any washable covers and wash them. Then store them in a clean, dry space inside. Tip number 7. Make sure your exterior doors, weather strip and door sweep is in good condition. Otherwise, replace them if you need it. This is where the most air exchange happens. If you have a leaky door, cold air will come in, hot air will go out, your heating bill will go up. This is how you do it. For the under the door seal, there are 2 different kinds you can use. One is this, a U-channel kind, where you slide under the door, cut off any extra pieces. You can also screw it in to secure it in place. Or if you have a bigger gap, you can use a door sweep like this that covers about almost an inch. Install it over the bottom of the door. Make sure you cover the whole seal, cut off any extra, screw it in, and you're good to go. For some of you that might have an older door that does not come with a weather strip, you could go to your local home improvement store and get a top and side door seal, install it around your door frame, and it will act as a weather strip. Tip number 8. Caulk your windows. This is another part where a lot of air exchange happens. If your window caulk look like this, it's time to recaulk it. Sealing this will minimize a lot of hot and cold air exchange. This is how you do it. You can get a caulk remover tool like this or a putty knife to remove old caulk. Now that all the old caulk is removed, clean, free of debris, we are ready to caulk. Make sure you have all your tools. One is your silicone caulk, a damp cloth, and your caulk gun. You cut the caulk tip with the caulk gun at a 45-degree angle. Poke it a few times Then put the cork bottle into the cork gun. Start at the corner. Then use your finger to run it through. If there is any excess, use water to clean it. Number 9. Insulate your outlets. Many of us often miss this. It is also another place where a lot of hot and cold air exchanges. So go around and install these electrical and switch outlet gaskets, especially those on an exterior wall. This is how you do it. Tip number 10. Change your furnace filter. Your furnace will run a lot during the winter. Make sure it can breathe. Changing your furnace filter will allow your furnace to run more efficiently because a clogged air filter will allow minimal air through, making your furnace run harder. Look for where your filter is at. It might be under the cover. Find the size stated on the side of the filter, then swap it out. Make sure the arrow matches the airflow for your furnace. Number 11. Test your furnace. You have not used your furnace for a while, so test it now during fall when it is not absolutely necessary. That way, if you know your furnace is not working now, you can get a technician over and get it fixed and not worry about frozen pipes. Set your thermostat at the temperature you desire and let it run for an hour to make sure it holds the temperature. Last tip, not quite a house tip, but remember to put your ice scraper in your vehicle. What's up my friends, I'm Jenn Ho, Realtor, Realty ONE Group Impact. Hope these tips helps you prepare your home for winter and save you some money in heating bills. Make sure you tag your friends so their homes is as warm as yours. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook for my day-to-day activities, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell notification so you get notified when new fun videos get posted. For now, your Realtor signing out.